Hi, friend. I'm so happy you're back with me today. I hope your week was well.
Not too late.
As for me, I had some good days.
With Shannon Michaels, your story begins again.
I had an okay day, and then I had
Not too
one day
late.
at work that just was, I don't know.
Not too late. Welcome to Not Too Late with Shannon Michaels.
I felt like I was going to literally come undone. I kept saying, I love my job. I love my job. I need my job. I need my job. I don't know, friends. Have you ever had a day like that? It was so bad, but I made it through, got home that night and took a shower and just was like, I just want to forget about it. Just wash this day away. I went to sleep, woke up that morning like, okay, I'm going to work out. I need to burn off the stress. I worked the last 2 days. I haven't worked out. Okay, really quick. I am visiting family. And so if you hear a plane, they live by the airport. I mean, planes are landing. I'm like, are they going to land in the backyard? Okay. I don't think so, but they're flying over my head. So if you hear the planes, I'm so sorry. I'm visiting family. So, and, anyway, all right. So getting back to my story. So I decide I'm going to work out. But then my mind starts to, I don't know about you. All right. So when you get ready to work out, some days are easy and some days I just don't want to. And so my mind tries to say or do anything to get me to not to do it. So I'm like, I'm going to work out. And my mind's like, no, you need some, you need something to eat first. You don't want to pass out. Mind you, I've never passed out ever, but my mind says, eat something. Oh, okay, I'll eat something. So I get some apple slices, some grapes, and just trying to eat something light. Then my mind says, oh no, maybe you should have a cup of coffee, just a small cup because you need some energy. You're still probably so tired from yesterday. It was so stressful. So I have a little coffee. Drink my coffee, then my mind says, oh no, we should at least wait 30 minutes to digest your coffee because it's caffeine. And I don't know, like it's just like ridiculous things that my mind is just trying to get me to do. So finally I'm like, no, I've had my coffee. I've had something to eat. I am getting on this bike. Go get on the bike. I'm like, I clip in. I'm like, all right, I'm looking for the classes. So I said, oh, I didn't ride the last 2 days. I'm going to click Alex. Alex Toussaint is one of my favorite teachers and he rides hard, but I'm like, nope, I'm going to do it. So of course, anyone again who has ever taken his class knows that he does not believe in like this little easy little Sunday stroll. I mean, basically once you clip in, you might as well make peace with the fact that you are going to put in work. So, but I was like, I'm ready. I had my coffee. I had some fruit. I'm good. So now I'm starting to pedal. He's starting, he's doing his intro and we're warming up. And then here comes my mind again. Oh, I don't know. He says, I don't know. I don't think you're going to make it through this one. I'm not even 2 minutes into the ride. My mind's like, I don't think you're going to make it. You should get out of the ride. You should click another, maybe a 15-minute ride. This ride is too long. You're of a certain age now. Why do you want to do that? I'm like, why does my age come into playing part right now? Like, what does this have to do with me riding this bike right now? It's just crazy. I'm fine. I feel good. Then my mind goes, oh no, what if you hurt your ankle? Never hurt my ankle riding a stationary bike, but now here I am riding and my mind is like, what if you hurt your ankle riding this stationary bike and you can't go to work tomorrow? I'm like, stop. I decide I'm just going to ride. If he's riding fast, I'm just going to go at my own pace and then I can try to pick up later. So I'm riding. Now the mean lady that lives in my head has gone away because she realizes I'm not getting off this bike. I'm determined to stay on this ride, right? So I'm riding and I'm pedaling and now I hear Alex, I'm focused and he starts talking about preparation. And I'm like, preparation. Okay. I'm still riding. And then he said, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Okay. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Okay. I've heard that phrase before and I've heard that phrase actually from him. And of course, I'm sure you've likely heard that phrase too. Hold on one second. Hi, are you going to, can you take that downstairs? I'm so sorry. Hi. My dad just walked into the room and he wants to make a sandwich. I'm like recording. I don't know if you guys could hear. He was grabbing the bread. You're going to make a sandwich? Okay. Enjoy your lunch. Enjoy. Bye. So funny. All right, I got the planes going. My stepdad coming in here to make sandwiches. This is great. All right. So, all right. Back to my story. Where was I? All right. So I'm clipped in. I'm riding the bike, and Alex again is talking about preparation, and he says you need to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And again, I've heard this phrase before. He has said this phrase before, and I'm so sure that you guys have likely heard it too. But for some reason, it hit me differently this time. I started thinking about all the time we spend waiting, not waiting in traffic or sitting in a doctor's office. I mean, waiting to do things we already know we need to do. And yes, last week I talked about rest, and rest is so important. It's so vital for our mental health, physically we need time to rest, but I'm talking about things that you know, friend, or you have another friend, and you guys together, or your friend has been saying, I need to do this, I was supposed to do that, and you just keep putting it off to the side, right? And the reason we do that, I don't know, I do it. We tell ourselves the timing isn't right. Money is tight. We need to think about it just a little longer. I just need a little more time to think about it. Then another week passes. And then before long, the thing we planned to handle has been sitting in the same spot for 6 months. I laugh because I know what that feels like. I put things off that I know I've needed to do. And sometimes it was because I didn't have time, and other times, let me be honest, I didn't want to deal with it. Like, I don't know, going to the dentist. I go to the dentist. I get my checkups regularly, but I was getting my teeth cleaned, and my hygienist, I love her. Shout out to her. And she noticed that there was a little crack on one of my teeth in the back. And you guys know I have anxiety. Also, I've had Invisalign, and I wear a retainer. Even before Invisalign, I wore a night guard because I grind my teeth at night. So stressful. The mind is always thinking. So my doctor noticed that there was like it was a little fracture, he said. And he said, we could watch it. It's not bad. But I'm like, no, I'll get it done. So they made the appointment. And now look, going to the dentist is not one of the fun things on the list of activities that I want to do. I literally was not counting down the days. I did not wake up that morning exciting thinking today is the day that somebody's gets to look in my mouth. Nope. I honestly, I wanted to stay home. I wanted to reschedule. I'm like, my tooth was not bothering me, so why am I bothering it? But I knew I needed to go. I knew it was important. And so I made myself go. I hurled myself into the car and I made myself go. And actually the appointment turned out fine. And again, shout out to my dentist, his assistant, and my hygienist. They put up with me. I am such a big baby sometimes. Okay, all the time when it comes to the dentist, but they're great. And all I could think was all the worry I carried before I got there was worse than anything that even happened in the chair. And isn't that funny how our minds do that? We build a whole story around something before we face it. By the time the day arrives, we have already pictured every bad outcome. We're tense over a conversation that hasn't even happened yet. We make up the answer to a question that we haven't even asked. We decide we're going to fail before we even take the first step. Fear will write an entire movie if you give it enough time. Of course, you know, the most of what we feared never even happens. The dentist appointment made me think about another appointment I had been delaying. I needed to go to the eye doctor. But as usual, time got away from me, which is a nice way of saying I kept moving it down the list of things to do. Every now and then I would remember, then something else would get my attention and the appointment would disappear from my mind again. I think a lot of us live like that, right? It's not that we're refusing to take care of something. We just keep telling ourselves we'll get around to it later. But getting around to it has no date attached to it. That is where we get into trouble. A plan sitting in your head feels like it's productive. It's not the same as doing anything. I've been thinking about how often we confuse preparation with delay. Real preparation moves you closer. Delay keeps you circling the same thought over and over again. There comes a point when more thinking will not help. You have to move. That was true with me with this podcast. I had questions. I still have questions. I still have concerns, worries, doubts, but I don't know. I wondered how I would sound, or if, I don't know, whether people would connect with me. Part of me wanted more time to think everything through. But I also knew that there would never be a morning when I would just wake up and all of my concerns would disappear. At some point, I had to press record. Starting did not mean I knew everything. It meant I was ready to learn what I didn't know. There are lessons you only learn after you begin. You cannot rehearse your way through every part of life. Some things require experience. The first time might feel awkward, and that's fine because you're new. And being new is not the same as being incapable. We are often way too hard on ourselves in the beginning. I don't know. We expect to look like someone who has been doing the work or has been doing this for 10 years. Then we feel embarrassed when we stumble. And you know what? Everyone stumbles when they're learning. I mean, everyone stumbles when they're learning. Nobody walks into nursing school already knowing how to be a nurse. No one sits down with a blank sheet of paper and starts writing it and finishes the book in one breath. The beginning is supposed to look like the beginning. I wish more people gave themselves permission to be inexperienced. You don't have to appear polished on the first day. You need enough humility to learn and enough courage to return the next day. I'll say that again. You need enough humility to learn and enough courage to return the next day. While I was riding the bike, I thought about the beginning part of that phrase, stay ready. To me, staying ready does not mean living under pressure. It means paying attention to the life you say you want. I have a question for you. Are your choices preparing you for it? And yes, that question is personal. I know. You don't have to answer it. You don't have to tell me. So we're friends. We're all in this boat together, so no judgment. But we often talk about what we want while living in ways that take us further from it. We say we want better health, then keep avoiding the appointment. Me, I'm raising my hand. We dream about a new career, but never look into the training. We say we want peace, yet we keep reopening doors that bring chaos into our lives. At some point, our actions have to join the conversation. Hope matters, faith matters, and so does preparation. And no, I don't believe we have to know the whole path because most of the time we don't. The next step is enough. That might mean making a phone call before you have time to talk yourself out of it. For someone else, it might mean looking at what has kept them stuck. The steps look different for each person. What matters is giving the thoughts somewhere to go, because an idea without movement becomes a place to hide. Listen, and I understand hiding. I could just stay in my shell and my little bubble, my little cocoon. I understand. Listen, I understand why we hide. Failure hurts and judgment hurts too. Nobody wants to put their heart into something to hear silence. Nobody wants to try in public and fall short. Still, avoiding the risk does not protect us from disappointment. It creates a different kind. You begin wondering what might have happened. That question follows so many people for years. What would my life look like if I had started? I would rather learn from trying than spend the rest of my life guessing. And then there is another side to this. Success makes some people nervous. It does. We don't talk about that enough. A dream sounds safe while it lives in your imagination. Once it begins working, things change. People expect more from you. You have to become responsible for what you asked for. The excuses you once leaned on no longer fit, and that can be uncomfortable. Sometimes we're not afraid of the door staying closed. We are afraid it will open and we will have to walk through it. That is why preparation matters. You don't prepare because you know exactly when the opportunity will arrive. You prepare because you want to recognize yourself when it does. You want to be able to say, I've been doing my part. The work might be quiet. Nobody claps while you study after a long day. There's no audience when you choose discipline rather than an excuse. Most growth happens without witnesses. Then one day people notice the results and think it happened quickly. They didn't see the private decisions leading up to it. I think we place too much value on being noticed. Some seasons are not meant to be seen. They are meant to prepare you. That quiet season might be where you rebuild your confidence. It might be where you finally take your health seriously. You might use that time to learn something that changes your future. No applause is needed for progress to be real. The question is whether you are moving, not fast, not perfectly, just moving. There have been times when I waited for someone else to push me. Sure, encouragement feels good. Support means a lot, especially when you're scared. It's me. I'm scared, terrified. So you definitely need the support. Still, no one else should have to want your life more than you do. People will not always understand what is on your heart. Some will question your timing. Others will remind you of an earlier version of yourself. Their opinion does not get the final vote. You are the one who has to live with the decisions. But keep in mind, that does not mean ignoring wise advice either, okay? It means learning the difference between wisdom and fear wearing someone else's voice. A person who loves you might tell you to slow down because they see something you missed. Another person might tell you to stop because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Those are not the same conversations. Pay attention. At the same time, be honest with yourself. Sometimes we blame a lack of support when the truth is we have not supported our own idea. We have not made time for it. We have not researched it. We have not followed through. And yes, sometimes hearing that truth, it doesn't feel good, but it gives us our power back. Because once you admit where you have been holding yourself back, you are free to choose differently. So I want to ask you a question, another question right now, wherever you're listening. What have you been putting off? I'll ask you again, what have you been putting off? You don't need to tell me. Just think about it. Right now, for a minute. Sit with the answer. Now, what came to mind? So whatever came to mind, you know it. This is what I'm thinking you should do. That is where I would start. Not with a grand plan, not with a promise to change your entire life by next Friday. Choose just one honest action. Give it time, put it on the calendar, then follow through. There is something healing about keeping a promise to yourself. You begin trusting your own voice again. That trust grows slowly. Every time you follow through, you prove that your words mean something. And when you don't follow through, be honest with yourself without tearing yourself apart. Figure out what happened. Did fear stop you? I know it does for me a lot of times. Did fear stop you? Did you make the step too big? Were you tired? Did you need help? Learn from the answer and then try again. Shame does not make us move faster. It usually sends us back into hiding. Grace gives us room to begin again. And by no means I have, and you guys know, I have not mastered any of this. I'm on this journey with you. We are growing together, but trust me, I have days when I move forward and other days when I have to check myself. I'm learning to notice when caution is helping me and when fear is running the meeting. That takes practice. The goal is not to become fearless. The goal is to stop requiring fear's permission. You might feel nervous, but still make the appointment. You might have doubts, but still submit the application. Confidence often arrives after the action, not before. That is one of the biggest things I'm learning about life. We wait to feel ready, and sometimes readiness shows up because we moved. So, friend, think about what has been sitting on your mind. Perhaps you have been meaning to take better care of yourself. Perhaps there's a conversation you know that needs to happen. Perhaps there's an idea that keeps returning because it deserves your attention. You know what it is. Don't make it bigger than it needs to be. Give yourself one place to begin, then begin. The perfect moment is not coming. As we all know, the perfect moment is not coming. Life will forever stay busy. There will always be another reason to wait. At some point, you have to decide the time you have is worth using. Again, for me, this week it was something small, but I know I needed to do it. I'm glad I went to the dentist. I'm glad I finally made an appointment and it's supposed to be yearly, guys, yearly appointments to see the eye doctor. I won't even tell you how many years it has been. I didn't really realize it. I won't even say it's been years, but we're supposed to go yearly. Just saying that. Of course, again, those are small things, but they reminded me of a larger truth. Life changes through decisions we stop postponing. Not all at once, one honest choice at a time. So before I go, I want to leave you with this. Prepare for the life you say you want. I'll say that again. I want you to prepare for the life you say you want. Do the quiet work. Take care of what you've been neglecting or putting off. Stop waiting for someone to arrive and announce that you're ready. Remember, you don't have to do it fearless. You only need to stop letting fear choose for you. Your opportunity might not arrive today. That doesn't mean today is wasted. Today might just be the day you become ready for it. I'm Shannon Michaels. Thank you for spending this time with me. And friend, whatever it is, whatever you've been putting off, your chance to begin is still here.
Repeat it soft.
It's not too late.
Not too late. Welcome to Not Too Late with Shannon Michaels.
I'll see you next time.